Get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Notary Academy channel. I'm Kimberly Sennett, and today we're featuring another incredible story from one of our students. At Notary Academy, we're all about real notaries, real journeys, and real results. Our guest today has taken a leap into the notary world, and we are going to hear all about her path, her challenges, and her wins, and her experience with Notary Academy. So please help me give a warm welcome to Miss Lynda Edwards. Thank you for being here today, Lynda.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
Okay, so
Good.
Lynda, let's start out with telling everyone what how long you've been a notary, where you live, and your story's a little different. So tell everybody you do a W-2 job plus you do notary. So let's just hear a little bit about your background.
Okay, so first of all, like Kimberly said, my name is Linda Edwards. I am originally from San Francisco, California. I live in Northern California, a small city called Pittsburgh, California, about 50 miles from San Francisco. I became a notary in 2021. And right, yeah, 2021. And I became a notary. I don't know if you asked this or not, but
Yeah.
I was doing a refi in my home in 2020, in the 2020. And I was just asking questions of the note. When the notary came to my house, I was just asking her questions. And I really didn't realize she was a notary. I just thought she was, passing out documents and, having me sign here, stamp here. And I wasn't, and I've had refis done before, but I just didn't realize, So I was just asking her questions, and at that time, I had like several other part-time jobs in addition to my W-2. So I currently work with the San Francisco Police Department right now, going on 33 years. And
Nice.
I had other W-2s, like small jobs, like I worked at Macy's. I was a Whole Foods shopper for Amazon. And so when I was asking her questions, and she was just, then she started telling me about it, how lucrative it could be, basically, um, how she was, you could make your own hours, which was, And so I said, oh, okay. And I was just, just basically being nosy, making kind of a small conversation with her. And so the funny thing was, I had no idea, no notion that I wanted to become a notary. I know my mother was a notary for 12 years with her job at Bank of America, but she didn't do mobile notary. She just did it only for the bank only. And so I was like, oh, I could do this. So it's so funny that night. So when she left my house, she texted me the course a course that she took, but she said she went to a in-person course. I guess they have those 8-hour courses with the NNA or somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And she texted me another course. And I don't know, that night I bought a printer. I didn't know. I bought my printer. I didn't tell a soul that I was doing this. I bought a printer, and that's the first thing I bought was a printer.
I
And
love it. You didn't even have your notary commission,
no,
but you bought your
I
printer.
bought a double tray brothers printer
I,
that night. And she told me what I needed, and I was like, okay. And then she's like, well, you have to be a notary too. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that too. I'll throw that in too, because I'm just thinking about the loan signing agent part, not the notary. So, okay, I said, okay, well, I'll be a notary too as well, whatever. So here I am. That was maybe like in September. I took the test maybe in October, and I became commissioned in January of 2021.
nice. Okay, so did you, I love your story. Did you go through the National Notary Association when you started?
I, well, she recommended L loan signing system
Uh-huh.
class. So I went through that. Once I took his course, I did the certification with the NNA,
Okay. So
and then
you went a little backwards then. You took loan signing first before you ever became a notary because you probably didn't realize you had to be a notary before you could be a loan signing agent, right?
I followed the rules what he did. So basically he had stated you have to become a notary, and so I signed up for the classes. Then in the progress of me waiting, so I took the test.
Hmm.
At that time, it was during the pandemic, so it wasn't in person class, and I remember I think it was October 2020. So I did that, and then I got my commission in January. So and then I finally got certified, my certification with him in February of 2021.
Okay.
So and I just did everything in order. I just did everything fast, and I hadn't told a soul, no
Yeah.
one I was doing this. I followed the steps. I did the NNA certification as well.
Uh-huh.
And then once I became certified with him, I also took Notary to Pro
Okay.
because at that time, Carol Ray, she
Uh-huh.
was living, and and I saw her on the TNT, and I loved her voice, and I just wanted a different perspective of train. I just want a different training just to see.
Right.
So I did that, and then I just started. Boom, February 2021, I became certified. In March of 2021, I took my first loan signing. I jumped into it. I was scared, but I just one day, and what I did was I made sure it was like maybe a day or two away.
So you had
So
time
that
to
was the
prep.
secret for me. I didn't do the 2 hour thing away. I make sure it was a day or two away, so I had time to go over the documents.
Okay, so
So, and that was that. So,
and so do you primarily that's all you do is loan signing or do you do all kinds of notary work?
no, I think I do everything. um, I think the I think I do more general notary work now, more than loan signing, due to my schedule.
Hmm.
I do apostilles. I do permit runs, of course, for
Yes,
you,
you do.
Notary Academy. I do estate planning documents. I do a lot of jail signings. Um, that's yeah, basically, and I do loan signings here and there because I don't want to lose what I've learned. So I do, I still do a lot of those.
Right.
At one point, but when I first started, that's all I was do. So I did the reverse. I did the loan signings first before I started general notary work. I jumped into it, but my system was okay, do refi. All I did was refis in the very beginning because that's when the interest rates dropped.
Hmm.
So I did refis, and that's all I would do. Then when I perfect that, I move on to home home loan modifications. Then I perfected that. That was just my personal way of doing things. I had to gain the knowledge of doing one thing before I jumped to another one.
Okay.
So and then I branched off to sellers, buyers, and everything else. I haven't done a reverse mortgage yet, though. Scared of those still.
Nope, and you shouldn't be, which you can watch Notary Academy training for that. But
Right.
when did you become so I will say this. I love something that you said here is that you've taken training from the National Notary Association, from loan signing system to Notary to Pro, and you are a Notary Academy student. How long have you been a Notary Academy student for?
You know what? I don't remember. It's been a few years at
It's been a few
least. I
years.
remember, okay, so when you and Laura were together, and I was on that call when you had to call Secretary of State. So
Hmm.
I remember that one. So that was a few years ago, correct?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
a little bit prior to
that was
that.
like
So
2020, yeah, 2021.
21. So
Yeah.
maybe from the very beginning then. Maybe from the beginning of my notary career, maybe.
Okay,
21,
so
22, maybe.
what made you choose Notary Academy?
I love the way, I just love Audra. I think that was my first contact with Notary Academy. Your helpline, um, your Facebook page, social media drew me in as well because I love the way every day you all are was interactive with your students. The quizzes, the videos, all your videos, you guys, the videos, the weekly meetings you will have, the Zoom meetings. Um, till this day, if I have a certain seller's package or whatever, and the 593 form,
Hmm.
I will look at that video in my car driving to my appointment or whatever the buy,
Yeah.
but I will look or wherever the package, I will look at that video every. I still currently look at that video because I don't do them as often. So
Uh-huh.
just refresh my memory. I will still look at those videos. Your videos are a lifesavers. So
I love that because that's the thing is that was always the intention was exactly what you just said is so you could just drive to a signing and it could be a refresher. You could just listen to it if you needed to and hear the information that you need so that you're prepped to go as soon as you get out of the car.
Right. And I still have, I have your notary, your loan signing agent training. I
Hmm.
have your permit training. I still have that all in my realm. I just haven't gotten to it because I'm just overwhelmed with a lot of stuff working and everything. But I still have it, but I know it's there then when I can refer to it. I know it's there. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing is, I've been hearing this a lot with people that I've been interviewing is everybody says, "Oh, I took National Notary Association. I took Loan Signing System. I took Notary to Pro." Like, and I'm the same way. I did all of it as well. And I would like to say this, and I say it all the time. I scream it from the rooftops. Would you not agree that by taking all of that training, it has made you a better, well-rounded notary?
absolutely. Because you get different perspectives.
Right?
People teach things differently. People receive information differently. So you get, if, and I feel if you get a piece from each person, it makes you whole, 100%.
Yes.
Um, I feel, the loan signing system was great. The marketing was great. Carol Ray her coaching was great. Um, but is there someone untouchable? You all, Notary Academy, I could call. Every month, you guys have a different theme on your Facebook. Last month, it was about being professional.
Right.
This month is what would you do in this
Yeah.
certain situation? Ethics, so so even though I may not be on there as much or responding, I'm reading, I'm learning. So, and I like that, so which is good. And every time I have calls from new notaries, they reach out to me. I refer Notary Academy first.
Thank you.
'Cause
Appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
Well, let me ask you this. Out of all that training, which training do you think has made you the most confident?
Well, currently, right now, Notary Academy, because Notary to Pro, it was so early in my career.
Yeah.
Loan signing system was early in my career. Notary Academy is current right now. So when I first started, the notary that I reached out to, basically, she told me how to get started, and that was it. I didn't have anyone show me the ropes. I
Right.
read a lot. I on Facebook. I would ask questions. Someone would shoot me down. Like, why would you want to know that? And like, so I didn't go back into that group anymore. I didn't feel that way with you all. It's a place you could vent because someone's there just always understanding, or
Right.
um, and I know pretty much you guys know what you're talking about.
We try, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all human, we all make mistakes, but at least, and I could go into your search, type in what I need to know, and I could find what I need to find, either as old videos or old posts that you all have posted. So, and then I could also text you guys. You guys are, you personable. You guys could reach out. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I try to be as responsive as possible. Okay.
yeah.
So, one thing that I love hearing about is do you remember your first signing? Do you remember the first signing that you did? And can you share it with us?
Okay, so my first signing, like I said, I took it maybe like 2 days out.
Yeah.
So I also had training with Notary Stars too. That's another. And
Yeah.
so they used to do back in the day, they used to have like a daily training on different packages with Beth. Every day was that. So when I first did my first signing, I don't think I was with Notary Academy at that time. I think I was with Notary Stars. Like I said, somebody who I could reach out to.
Hmm.
I got in contact with Travis, who works there. And it was so funny because, okay, so he helped me install the dryer. He helped me install it with my printer. Because at that time I had a Mac. I still have a Mac. And my brothers,
They don't
they're
like
not
to play.
compatible. They
Yep.
don't like each other. They're not best friends. They're good friends, but not best friends.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I'm like, this is not gonna work. And I'm not doing that page separator thing. So I ran to Walmart, 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Went to go get me a cheap HP laptop. I got the laptop. I called Notary Stars. When Travis answered the phone, he walked me in step by step how to set my printer. And to this day, I have not changed the settings. And okay, so fine. So we did that. I said, okay, well, I have another question. Well, I said, I have this loan signing coming as my first one, and I just have some few questions. And he said, well, I can't help you go page by page. I said to myself, you want to bet? So I went through that loan. It was a refi. Yeah, it was a refi, of course. And we went through almost page by page. I just knew all my questions, and he was so patient with me. And I'll never forget. I was just so blessed and grateful that he did that. And I think it went off for a hitch. I made mistakes along the way, of course, and
Yeah.
you learn from your mistakes. But that was my first loan signing, and from there I just been going. And I jumped into it. I said, I mean, I could have just kept training and training and training and never taken a loan signing. But I knew me, if I hadn't jumped into it, I would have never done it. So I said, okay, certified February. My first signing came in March, and I've been going ever since. So,
I love that. I do say that you are a perpetual student. Like I see you at all kinds of events. You try to show up, you show up for yourself, you're there, right? And I think that that's really important because you're working a full-time W-2 job, yet you're still showing up for yourself and you're still going to all of these events and all those things. So I think that that in itself is um a huge thing because it shows that you're passionate, you're determined, you're motivated. Um, what is your reasoning for being a notary? What did you get into this for?
well, you know what? Like I said, I didn't have any notion of becoming a notary. But well, I thought it was a loan signing agent, and found out she was a notary too. When she was talking, I said, okay, I have the multiple part-time jobs. I could do that with this notary. Those Get rid of those part-time jobs. I become a notary. It's lucrative. I can make my own hours. The money, so the money it just basically trumped. I mean, I didn't have to. I saved in time basically because I was working these other part-time jobs, and so I cut all those out and just do my notary business. And then I'm a business owner. I never had a notion of becoming a business owner. You know, I always since I've been divorced. I had years ago. I had another part-time job. I was a testing evaluator. So what I would do is I'll go into the juvenile hall and give them their GED test.
Oh, wow.
There, so I did that for 4 years. I was like a proctor. So they call it test for the Office of Education for Contra Costa County. So I did that for 4 years. Every other weekend, I would go to juvenile hall or to the boys' ranch and give them their GED test. So
Wow.
I have like proctor experience as well. Um, and so when I had got into a car accident, so that job faded out because I couldn't work for 2 years. So like I said, I always had a part-time job, and so when I got the opportunity to become a notary, and and I was listening to the notary who came to my house, I was like, yeah, I could do this. I didn't have no doubt I could do it. Like I said, I went and bought that printer, and then I signed up for the class like the next day, and it was a small investment, but it was a good investment.
So
And you know,
let me ask you this. We don't have to talk about how much money you actually make doing this, but I
mhm.
want to know, I want you to tell the viewers if somebody was thinking about doing this as a full-time notary in your area in Northern California, could they sustain themselves? Could they actually make a career out of it? Or do you think that they do need to supplement their income?
um, Well, it's hard for me to say that because I still have a W-2 and I haven't quit my W-2. And the reason being is I have 33 years in the police department and I
Right.
just don't want to let that go.
Absolutely.
So that's my reason for staying. But if I had to, so let me tell you this. So in 2023, I broke my arm in June 2023. My right arm, my writing arm,
I remember. Yeah.
my money making arm. And I just want to thank you so much because I remember I reached out to you, Notary Academy, about canceling my subscriptions because I thought I couldn't make the payments. But you said, no, we're not going to cancel. We're going to pause it. So thank you. So I
That's
got back on my feet and you was like, well, Linda, I mean, I could give you some permit runs to just supplement your income. So thank you so much. I do remember. I don't forget. So, but when I was off of work, I was off of work for a year. I was on disability. So, disability is, you don't get that as much as your income. I did well. It seemed like time I broke my arm, everybody wanted to call me.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I did supplement my income. It was so funny because my lawyer was like, well, Linda, you made so much in your notary business. I don't think we could. So just those months, I made like maybe I'm just gonna say it, 44,000. Just that,
amazing.
so it was a lot. And I had my mother driving me. And then once I had a cast and I was driving myself a little bit, my apostille business picked up. My general notary picked up. I didn't do much loan signing because, I didn't do much loan, but it was just mostly apostille and general notary work. I didn't do any jail work. So I was, yeah, and estate planning. So you can, I think you really can. I'm
Yeah.
there for the benefits. I mean, I'm my W-2, I'm there for my benefits, and it's just hard for me just to throw it away because I only have like 3 or 4 more years. But at
Oh,
least when
yeah.
I retire, I know I have something to fall back on.
You have a full-time, yeah, you
Full
have
time,
a
yes.
full-time business. Yeah.
Yes.
That is awesome. I love that. And I mean, that's huge too, because a lot of people in your situation jumping in immediately, and that's the difference. I do want to say that is that's the difference is you jumped in, but you had the education behind you. You were already studying from 6 months previous. You know what I mean? Like when you were getting your commission, you had already were starting studying loan signing, all that sort of stuff. So the fact that you had jumped right in, that's perfect because you did have the education behind you. There's so many that will not take all of the courses that you did and then just jump in and they shoot themselves in the foot because the minute that you're not educated and people sense that, they don't want to work with you,
I
right?
I agree.
So I just really wanted to highlight that because you did jump in, but you jumped in with education behind you. So you really, did that the right way. Now, you were a little backwards getting that prayer before your notary commission, but
Yes.
but you did it and you're successful at it. And I think it's amazing. And the mere fact that you are working a full-time job and I will say this for any signing service owners that are watching this. Linda Edwards is in Northern California. She is a preferred notary for Seal the Deal signing service. She does many permit runs and loan signings for us, and she is our preferred. If she says yes, we give her the assignment. So please make sure you look her up and that you use her because she is a fantastic notary. Okay, so
Thank
I
you.
would like to know um, okay, I was just going to ask you about increasing your income, but we just talked about that, and it sounds like you have been doing amazing. I want to know what advice you would give to someone who's thinking about becoming a notary.
Um, Make sure it's something that you want to do. First of all, you really have to be detail oriented. You have to pay attention to details. So I'm just gonna keep it real. I keep things real. Um, if you're flaky or I mean, just because you have to be organized, you have to be detailed, you have to pay attention to details. For instance, you have to have a backbone. To
Yes.
be honest with you, you really have to have a backbone because you will find people out there who want you to do things that you are not legally allowed to do. So, I would encourage them to become one if they want to become one. Take training. Notary Academy, take training. Make sure you are well trained. Keep and continue with your training.
Yes.
I have people reaching out to me all the time. How do you do this? How do you do that? Have you heard this? Have you do that? Because I'm going to continue training. And, I'm in at work in the lactating room. So at work, hope my job don't see this. But anyways, um Continue your training. It's a good full-time job. It's a good part-time job. I won't call it a part-time hustle because I mean you're it's work. It's not a hustle. It's not a hobby. I don't see it as a, I mean it can be a hobby for some people. I have notaries who since I became a notary, want to become notaries. And I brought them in. I love sharing information. I don't gatekeep. I'll share information because I think it's enough for all of us.
Yes.
So, I will share what I know and I don't want to tell them the wrong information. So, but the first and most important thing is make sure you're well trained. Um, Jump into it after you've been educated, ask a lot of questions, and communicate, especially if you're doing loan signings and you're working with signing service. Communication is key. You have
Key.
to communicate. Key. Ask questions if you don't know. Ask questions if you don't know. Ask questions. If you do know, you're doubting yourself. Ask questions. Be confident in what you're doing, and then like in your spare time, I'm just another thing is tell everybody that you're a notary.
Everyone,
Tell everyone,
scream it from the
everyone.
rooftops, right?
I was at the permit center for you all last week. Um, Someone was there. No, no, no. I take it back. I was at FedEx because I had to print the permits last week because they didn't FedEx them to me. So I print them out, and it was a guy there, construction worker. Oh, you do permit? And he thought my permits were his permit. I'm like, no. And so I was like, I said, where do you work? And he said, oh, we need no. I said, give him my card. I said, here, I'm a notary. So, but new notaries just become educated. I just know education is key, communication is key. And just make sure it's something that you want to do because you have to be committed and dedicated to it as well.
I
So,
love all of that. That absolutely. I agree with you a million percent everything you just said because you do. Detail oriented and you have to want to do it. You can't be flaky. You have to really put a lot of
yeah,
professionalism into it. So,
yeah.
okay, one last question for you. If you could go back and talk to yourself before you started this journey, what would you say?
I wish I had done it earlier.
Yep.
Um, um, Maybe, taking Notary Academy from the jump. I still have your training, so but I think you know what it is. I'm grateful for the path that I have taken because it had made me, I mean, I have pieces from everyone, so it made. I think I'm a good notary. I mean, I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. I have learned from my mistakes. I just think to just like I said, do it from earlier. I wish I could have gone full time.
Yeah.
I wish I was in a situation I could have gone full time at doing it, becoming like the business owner. Um,
But you're not far off from that, you
no,
know.
I'm not. And my business, even though it's part time and but it feel like I'm doing it full time
Yeah.
because if every day if I have appointment every day or I mean I start work from 3 to 11. I go to work from 3 to 11, and sometimes I've done 5 appointments before 3 o'clock.
That's amazing. And that's
Five
the thing
appointments.
too, is that we're not gonna say your age, but most
I
people would
don't
be
care. I'm
shocked
58. I
because
just turned 58.
yes, ma'am, she looks like she's 35, but
I wish. Don't feel like it, but thank you
but
so
that's what I'm
much.
saying is you're 58, and if you can do this, anybody can do this as well, right? I mean, you just have to put the dedication and the motivation into it, and you can do it. I mean, look at you. You're working basically two full-time jobs, girl.
Yeah, so I mean, and I drive a lot. I drive. You have to like driving. I don't,
Yes.
I drive a lot, but you just have to be committed. And the thing is, I have bills, so I have to, pay. So you have to work. I mean, it's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's
I
not. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not. I feel like this. Sometimes people get into this business, they don't do it. They don't need the money. I don't know. They don't, I don't know, but I don't know what their reasons are for not doing it. Maybe they don't have that same mentality as I have or other notaries have, but I know I need it.
yeah.
And it's something that I invested. So why I'm going to throw all that away? I have paid a lot of money just for my training,
Yeah.
everything, everything. I've really invested into my business just by my education. I have an LLC, which I want to get rid of, but it's costly out here, California people. But it's just a lot, and I'm a single mom, and so you have things to pay for. So it's
Yeah.
a lot. So I mean, and I just can't. And I make my own hours.
But like I always say, it's a lot, but in the same respect, would you not agree with me? I tell people all the time, I feel like a notary commission is a license to print money.
It is. It is. I mean, it's fulfilling. Like last week, I had the opportunity to go to a senior citizen, a legal clinic, and I volunteered my time for 2 hours. And it was just so fulfilling because I would do is notarizing. I didn't have to worry about if they knew what they were signing. They reached, I don't know how they found me. They reached out to me about a month ago, and asked me if I was some of my time, at the clinic. It's called legal clinic. They have them maybe once every quarter.
Yeah.
So hopefully they told me I'll be asked back for the power attorney. So this month, this quarter was for the advanced healthcare director. So it's all I did. So they have a room full of attorneys, and they make appointments, and the people go to the attorneys, and after they fill their documents out, they come to me and I notarize it. And I
Wow.
had like 12 appointments, 12 clients that day. And I was able to give my card out. So the next quarter gonna be power of attorney. Well, I thought that's a great idea.
Is
You
this
know,
now, were they paying you or is it voluntary?
I
It's
volunteered.
that's awesome.
It was so fulfilling. It was volunteer, and I would just feel so. And sometimes I was laid back, and it was just so fulfilling. So easy to do, and it was so nice to meet my. Okay, I love my elderly community,
Yeah.
and it was just so nice. And they want to talk, and so I'm talking back with them. They always want to talk and everything, but it was really nice. It was fulfilling, relaxing, and I just volunteered my time, and
I love
I'm
that.
going to do it in a couple months for the power attorney clinic.
And see, that's what's so great too, is that that is the kind of stuff that it shows the passion that you have for your community, but it also makes you the community notary. People remember you, and those communities, far down in the future, when they need notarial services, they're going to remember you because you were
Right.
there that day to help them.
And it's networking, it's networking as well, because those attorneys, they may need a notary sometime, or the people, outside of their clinic may need a notary. And so,
Absolutely.
and I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, maybe I could go to another community and give them the same ideal to have the call, for this elderly community.
I say that too as a notary, as a tip too, is going to churches and telling the churches that you'd like to just set up a community event where you do it once a month or once a quarter and let people of the church come in and get notarizations done as well. And it's a great way to brand your business, help your community, but also, like you just said, network, which is
Network.
huge.
Yes. So I try to, be well, I'm trying to, be well-rounded with everything. I still take loan signings, but not as much anymore because like to do for my schedule, because they always want something the same day.
Yeah.
And that's hard for me, especially when I'm at work, of course. And I was doing this business. I was working midnight shift. So I would get off of work 6:30 in the morning, and then I would work in the morning up to 12, 2 o'clock, go to bed, go to sleep, turn around, do work. And I mean, I did that for 14. I was working midnight for 14 years, but majority of my notary career, I was on midnights. So I just
Wow.
went back to swing shift. So I was working and grinding hard.
Big time. That makes me tired
It
thinking.
was it was a lot. Yeah.
But I have to tell you, Linda, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Truly, your journey is inspiring. I mean, the fact that you do everything that you do, it's incredible. So I know it's going to motivate so many others who are thinking about becoming notaries. If you're watching this and you're wondering if a notary career could be right for you, and if you're looking for training that actually prepares you for real world success, Notary Academy is here for you.
Most
Linda, thank you
definitely.
so much for sharing your journey with us
And thank
today.
you for having me. And I just want to say one last word. Everybody, just please just give yourself grace.
Yes.
we make mistakes. We're not human. Just, we just give yourself grace. That's all. Because,
I
this
agree.
is, you know,
I agree. And that's the thing is that everybody it's this job can be so stressful at times. It really can be. It's very rewarding, but it can be very stressful. And I that's a great tip. Give yourself grace, breathe. You'll get through it. And we're all here. We're all a community
and you
together.
have
We're all here
support. We
to
all
help
here
each
to
other.
support each other. That's right. We all here. So that's right. And I'm like, support. I call myself, I'm not the gatekeeper. I will share, share,
Yes.
share. So yes.
And that's what we have to do. That's what raises the professionalism of the notary community and the notary world. And that's what helps make us all be great. And for, the powers that be to see that we are raising this
Right.
industry.
And I learn from you as well. And I learn from your mistakes and everything. So please share. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Miss Linda, thank you so much. Have a
Thank you
great
for
day.
having me.
Thanks for being here.
All right. Take care. Thank you.